This is a kit that's designed to help me photograph an art installation in a series of small rooms that have multiple light sources on location. So basically I'm going to avoid all that and overpower it with flash at 5500 Kelvin. And if I balance my camera's internals to 55K daylight, you can see what I'm dealing with here. There's yellow, there's blue, there's green, and the light on the work is actually spotlight. So there's hot spots and dark spots in real close proximity. I'm working with the Sony a7R II and its f4 series zoom lenses and Interfit 500 watt monolights, which I'm bouncing off this fairly neutral middle gray type ceiling. The color shift that occurs from that is insignificant. The head's power settings are 1 to 10. I'm averaging around 7 with 2 to 3 heads. My internal camera settings are balanced for flash at 55K. My shutter speed is 160 per second, f11, around ISO 200. Finals are 17 by 26, both verticals and horizontals at 300 dpi, and they're designed to show a little bit of the environment, not just the piece by itself. Now here's an area that requires a little bit of effort. You need a big soft light that's fairly even, and a little bit of texture on the piece is okay as well. But you have to do that as separate shots, layering them together in post. I have one head to light the foreground in the room where the camera is, and then inside that small room, it's just 2 shots, with a light bouncing off the ceiling on the left and one on the right. And of course you have to remove parts of the stand too as well in Photoshop. And this is why I need the camera mounted on a tripod for these shots. Here's a typical setup with the lights spread apart so they don't cause glare at the piece, and the one on the right's actually at a 45 to bring light slightly at an angle. And I'm also checking these occasionally on my laptop to make sure they're clean. And here's another reason to avoid ambient completely, and that's windows. You need to raise the interior to the same level that it is outside so you can see detail out there. The wattage required for continuous to get to that level is just way too expensive, and so flash is much cheaper and easier. And here's an example that's a little bit more extreme in terms of actual wattage needed and color balance shift. And it requires 2 heads. One behind the corner, like I just showed you, and one outside, maxed out at 10. And that's going to give me a pretty even balanced image in the end with a little bit of post.